Welcome to POS, the podcast that takes the stories that you don't give a shit about or ever heard about, and then we find out who the piece of shit is. With me, as always, is the lovely, incomparable, and just world traveling, or at least to like 2 states in the last couple of days, Bobby Tamburo. This is where you can say hi.
Oh, I threw myself up on the screen for a second.
Oh, that's
I thought we were doing that thing where you kind of do the
I was gonna, but then I was like, you know what? I think sometimes I pressure people. They're like, you're throwing all this stuff at us. I'm like, maybe I'll just pepper it in later. Like, if you want to go on the Patreon, that's up to you, baby. I'm not going to make you do nothing you don't want to do. But, you know, we're all going to be there. It's going to be cool. So go on over to the Patreon. Hang if you want to. You don't got to. You can just go over to the YouTube instead, baby. And you don't got to bring any Silk City hot sauce with you when you go to a party. But it would be cooler if you did. There you go. There's all my plugs, and I'll push them harder later. But, with us, as always, Bobby Tamburo, and with us, as a lot of times, is Brandon Smith.
Hello.
I want to put a lot of pressure on the people. Get over to the Patreon, or I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to do it.
If you're listening to this show,
pills.
quit being
I'm not playing games.
Cheap piece of shit and just go donate a call. It's like, come on.
Okay.
That's what I've been telling people lately. It's like, listen, if you're not watching all this other stuff and you're watching this, you got to support what you love, or guess what? It goes away.
I'm sorry. If you're not watching all this other shit, watch this shit.
Yeah.
Don't watch that shit.
Instead of fucking your fat wife, fuck your fat girlfriend.
There's a reason why those bumper stickers used to say "kill your TV."
And what I think is funny is I tried the "don't worry about it" approach, and then two of you, one's like "I'll kill myself," and the other one's like, "Listen, you watch garbage anyway, so pay for this one."
Support what you love, or it goes away.
No, that's not true. There's a lot of things that I stopped loving and they didn't go away for a while. They just kept hanging out. And I'm like, go.
But a lot of times, Brandon, I find that the way things go is you don't know what you've got until it's gone.
That's right.
But if you try sometimes.
But they paved paradise. And put
You
up
might find.
They did pave paradise. They were dancing.
Do you know what they put up, though? Do you know what they put up? A fucking parking lot.
Can you believe that?
They put a goddamn park over paradise. It was paradise. Unicorns and not gay things dancing around. And then, I'm sorry, and I guess some were gay. And then, not in my paradise. But anyway, then they put the goddamn asphalt over it. And they don't even know what the parking lot's for. There's not a mall adjacent or a stadium. What's the parking lot for?
Exactly.
Do you think there was a guy walking around, is it Dover Beach, the gay beach in Delaware?
It's Adam Duritz.
Do you think there was a person walking around that place, and he was like, before it turned gay, and then he was like, God, they paved paradise. Now all these homos are sucking cock.
In a parking lot.
In the parking lot, yeah, exactly. Where else are you going to suck cock?
I could tell you a quick funny story about a gay beach.
Please do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you there.
I think sometimes people do watch our podcast and go, okay, they do go into a story weird, but there must be a plan. No, this was not as, let's do this thing because Brandon has a gay beach story.
Yeah, you're gonna appreciate this.
Which, by the way, all beaches are gay. Can we just say that? Even the movie Beaches was gay.
Yeah,
right.
You're pretty much right.
Excuse me. The beaches of Normandy weren't gay as some straight red-blooded Americans.
Whoa, see any women there?
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was so functional. Anyway,
it's fucking gay.
Things are going well in Bobby's world.
Pretty gay.
No, what word is gay? Normandy.
Exactly.
It's a gay ass name.
Norman D. Come on.
Yeah, Norman D's Nuts Beach is the worst. Beach.
I ain't landing on Norman D. I'll land on Norman V though. I'll conquer that Norman V all day.
Norman Teabag. That's what that is.
Or Norma's V.
So Brandon, you're on a gay beach.
He's gonna tell me that, but then remind me about letting. I want to read a Ben Ortiz text thread. I had today.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, this is a quick one. So I was with friend of the show and friend of Pat and I, Dion, and we were in South Beach.
All right, indeed.
And we were just walking down the beach. And if you haven't been to the beach in South Beach, it's like topless. And this was like, 2003, I think. So we were much younger and, like full of zest. And we were just like, what is going on here? And so we're walking down the beach, like, wow. And then all of a sudden we both stopped and we're like, something's wrong here. And we looked and we had gotten to the gay section of the beach. And we were just talking, so we didn't realize. And we turned around and we were like 5 feet past this gay flag. So it was hilarious. That
What was
we
on
both-
it? Just one guy blowing another guy.
Yeah.
And all the stars are made of cum. What's a gay flag? How is it fucking another flag in the ass?
Yeah, it was right in the fucking.
I like that there's a gay park to the beach. Like that means the gays walked around and went, no. Oh, there it is. It's just a huge starfish. That's what their assholes look like.
Oh God.
You know, it's the best part of the beach too, because they get up early to get there.
The
Yeah,
gays
it
or
was.
anyone?
It was like Banana Hammock City. It was like they were being extra gay, you know. They were.
I
like,
hope that was the name of the beach and that was on the flag. Banana Hammock City, USA. I hope there's posters. I hope there's postcards, T-shirts. Banana Hammock City, USA. Bobby, that's a new T-shirt. We don't put our podcast name on it. We put other people's podcast names on it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Banana Hammock City, USA. Brought to you by Ski Mask.
Brought to you by Gavin McInnes.
I said to Bobby, it's gonna come up. It's gonna because he must have got the Owen Benjamin news. Do you know the latest scoop?
Oh yeah, I listened to Owen Benjamin's stream today.
Well, then you know what? Fill us in quick because I didn't know that. I saw somebody share the text message
Yeah,
on Instagram. I said, "Was this real?" And this person said, "Yeah." Owen Benjamin just shared it on his Instagram. So you know, Gavin McInnes faked a raid. I guess
yes,
everyone thought it was real.
yeah.
Bobby will stay silent because Gavin does parts of the compound. But we just do the quick story. Then we'll get through it.
All right, so allegedly, Gavin does this fake raid, but he doesn't tell anybody, and he left the camera running for 30 minutes. So there's a lot of people who know Owen Benjamin that follow him that used to follow Gavin or still do. So a lot of people were hitting him up, and it was people that Owen actually knew, and they were concerned. They're like, listen, do you think he might come for me and all this stuff? So, and Owen felt bad. So Owen texted him and was like, hey, you okay, bro? And then I guess he was just like, oh, it was a prank. But he didn't tell anybody. So Owen didn't say anything at first, and then he pretty much was waiting all weekend, but people kept hitting him up and they were worried and all this stuff.
Well, it's making the news.
Yeah. And then he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm not going to let all these people get worried about it. And he's like, that's not a prank. And then he pulls up this skit from when Owen used to be on, what was the Punked on
Right. Yeah, with
so
Ashton
he's like,
Kutcher and shit.
he's like, you prank somebody and then you tell him. He's like, you don't prank him and not tell him. And he said what happens is what he's worried about is once people find out it was fake later, they're going to notice this because there's another guy that does live streaming, Tim Pool, and he's done like 17 swats. So he's basically equating it to like the boy who cries wolf. And he's like, when you really need them, you know, or people are not going to believe you. So if it really does happen down the line and you really do get raided, people aren't going to believe people. So he's like, we got to keep it honest. And he goes, and I don't want the fear to spread. He's like, that's bullshit. So that was his whole kind of.
I kind of get it, but at the same time, that's how pranks work now because we're all pussies. When Frank used to be on this show, that was the thing we loved the most. Frank, his whole life, him and Alan Abel did pranks and never told anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Frank just went around being a fucking sheik or some shit. And to this day, people think they met this rich sheik. Women tried to blow the sheik, and it was just Frank wearing a sheet, which is funny because I'm sure Gavin wears a sheet. But anyway, ew, clan stuff.
I also heard Gavin took a dildo live on the live stream in his butt.
I'm sure that's not a thing.
I don't know.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Like
What?
multiple times on his show on Compound, he did it a bunch too.
And he made out
In
with,
his butt?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that specifically, but yeah, he did a bunch of stuff with dildos.
Wait, gay sex on himself?
That's not. Sex
And he made out with
necessarily.
Milo Yiannopoulos, basically to like own the
Oh,
Muslim.
he did it to himself. I don't know why I kept thinking he had someone doing it to him. I'm like, that's gay. Yourself, it's weird, but it's not gay.
I mean, it's pretty adjacent.
Was that the guy's name? Jason.
Yeah.
But Bobby got real quiet. Bobby, am I being an old man for thinking that's weird?
No, I'm with you. My
No, it's
views on-
okay. I don't mind being called out. If I'm an old man who's not in touch because I don't put things in my butt. If you put things in your butt, good for you.
I don't.
I'm glad for you.
I think it's hard because people.
It's got to be hard to be in your butt. It's got to be.
People like Gavin, they do stand up for a lot of ideas that we believe in, like free speech and all this stuff. But there's a school of thought. There's some people who think that there's people that do that, and then they actually think of I'm not saying Gavin's doing this, but he could be guilty. but they think their audience are just dumb sheep, so they kind of say what they want them to say, and they'll prank them and do all this shit. So, I don't know, but I've seen it before on the other side, and I've also seen it with people like Steven Crowder and stuff like that. Like, they're not really caring about the right values. They just say they do, and they get all this money, you know, but then they won't talk about the real problems, like who's supplying. Like, they'll be against transgender children, but they don't talk about who's supplying all those hormones and where they're coming from and stuff like that, even when they obviously know it, because their money comes from like a similar source. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm not,
Brandon, you can't stop the hardworking day-to-day transgender hormone salesman that's going door to door, trying to make a living, taking care of his kids. So I get you want to talk to. You can't stop that guy. He's just trying to make a living. His grandfather was a transgender hormone salesman. His father was, and then he is. It's like now his father's a lady, but still, because he dipped into his own supply. Sometimes you don't want to do that. That's what I hear.
It's funny you say that, because the same thing happened in Germany before World War II. There was like transgender movements and stuff going on.
A transgender movement is just the lady's penis getting hard. Bobby's having trouble with all of it.
That should be on a t-shirt. A transgender's lady penis moving as a transgender movement.
Transgender movement, and just show a lady with a boner.
I don't think we should do that. I think we do that enough with our words.
But by the way, Bobby, speaking of that, I got a message from Ben Ortiz today.
Oh, God, yeah. No,
Superstar of the show. No, and I was saying that. Bobby is a prophet. Now, no one can go see this picture now, because Ben did tell me later on that he was taking the picture down. But Ben Ortiz, if people that watch the show in the past, is a comedian out of Connecticut who's been on a lot of medication for being schizophrenic. He's well known for writing to women in prison, for getting hookers, but he has on our show, he has said it several times, he can't get hard, or he can't come. I forget which one it is.
I think he can't get hard.
All right, because of the medication, so he just makes out with them.
He can't come. My bad, I said it backwards.
Right,
he like gets blowjobs, but
I don't think he gets hard from them. I think he just likes the feeling of mouth on soft. I think he said that.
Oh, God.
I don't remember or go back. Either way, he's got a lot going on. And I've known Ben, I don't know, over 10 years. Brandon's known him a long time, too. He's just a guy that's always been around. And I remember one time he would message Brandon, and Brandon would be like, yo, Brandon, can you take me to Wendy's? But then you get him Wendy's, and he brings up the date whenever you see him. He's like, Brandon, you got me Wendy's in 2007. It was bacon cheeseburger. He just remembers the dates.
Yeah.
So he'll message me all the time and just random shit. And I've read a lot of messages on here. But
Pat,
today,
I finished my manifesto. Where do I publish it before I shoot up the school?
Pat, you know anyone that has manifesto publishing rights? No. K. That's usually how it ends. K.
Hey, Pat, can you proofread my manifesto? I don't want to be misunderstood.
And I did ask Ben to be on today, too. I wanted him to be on, but he has only a tablet now, and it doesn't do video.
Yo, Pat, I'm trying to lay low. The tranny I bought is coming for me.
Let's get into the story before you go there. So Ben messaged me at 10:45 in the morning and said, Pat, I posted a hooker and I got a lot of compliments. And then the next word is complaints.
No, that was my favorite part.
Complaints. So I was like, oh, he got compliments. That's cool. Then he corrected himself and meant complaints.
Could not have picked two more opposite words.
And then I said, I only saw one comment, and it just asked why, because a woman just wrote, why are you posting this? Now, it was a picture. I would share the picture of a woman in a bra and panties and had some really dope glasses on. The glasses were cool.
We could just call it Lola. Lola.
So of course I messaged Bobby and said, have you seen the picture? And he's like, that's a guy.
Yeah, I was like, that's a dude, Pat.
That's the first thing Bobby, I had a feeling. I wasn't really looking at it, but maybe. So then Ben mixed me up and goes, Pat, I'm very lonely. That was a picture of a transsexual hooker. And I messaged Bobby and I go, look at this. And he goes, I told you. I fucking told you. So I'm trying to be supportive. I know that Ben doesn't have a lot of people to reach out to. I mean, maybe I'm not being supportive by reading my podcast, but at the same time, it's part of what I get out of the friendship. And I said, I figured looked kind of manly. That's all. And then he writes back, are you serious? Wow. yeah, I like trans women. So I don't want to, like I said to Bobby before and Brandon, if Gavin McInnes or anybody out there wants to put things in their butt or have their balls tickled by a bear or any, you do you, baby girl. I'm never going to tell you what to do. It's not my cup of tea.
You do not do the baby girl. That's the one thing you don't do.
You do you, comma, black woman speak for baby girl, not white molester speak for baby girl.
Just wanted to clarify that on the behalf of the whole POS show.
I said, you do you, baby girl. Oh, and then he auto-corrects it to, I fucked the baby girl. It's like, God damn it, that's different. Compliments and complaints. Can we get a compliments and complaints department on our podcast? We need that too. So I said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, Ben. You can just tell.
I think I screwed up and said the word that meant a good thing, but it meant the bad thing.
That's the best. And by the way, there wasn't a lot. It was just one thing. But he said, are you serious? Wow. Yeah, I like trans women. I said, nothing wrong with that. You can just tell by her jaw and shoulders. She did. And I said that to Bobby, and he goes, Adam's apple. That's all Bobby wrote at me. Adam's apple.
Is Adam's apple.
Yeah. And then, Bobby, it got weirder.
Oh, I saw the part.
Here we go. Because then he just goes right with it and goes, doesn't Jim Norton like them as well? And I was like, I believe he has talked about it in his act. I don't know if that's true or just jokes. And then, Brandon, you'll know this reference, and Bobby won't. Because he goes, Murph told me he was serious. Now, Murph is one of the sweetest, nicest men in Connecticut comedy. He's not always out there. He's the guy that would take care of Ben Ortiz and drive him anywhere. And any other comic that's like got some issues. Murph's a funny guy on his own, but it doesn't really commit to the comedy much as he probably could or should. But he's a guy that just is there to help people out. You know what I mean? He runs over mics once in a while, but he's the guy in the scene that if no one's talking to someone, Murph's that guy who's cool to him.
My name's Murph. They call me the Wrangler.
And he sounds like a tough, cool guy name. He's just James Murphy, this really old white Irish guy that used to run mics in the hoodest part of Bridgeport before Brandon did, which I always thought was funny. There was this bar that was just like gangs in it, and the open mics being run by Brandon and Murph. Like, what the fuck is happening? When all his white comics would go, okay, here's where I test out my new material.
Yo, homie, don't fuck with the white boy. He a wizard. We don't fuck with them wizards.
So all I said was, okay. I said, he said Murph said he was serious. Now I don't know if Murph knows Jim Norton or why Murph and Ben Ortiz had this conversation. I think Murph, being a good guy, was probably, if I had to just guess, was like, don't worry, because Ben's probably like, am I weird because I like trans women? And he's like, no, it's cool. No other comedians like them. He's like, Jim Norton does. He's like, okay, it's verified. So I think that's where Ben's probably using this. So I said, okay, I've met Jim before, but we never discussed trannies. So I said, and he goes, wow. And then he writes, interesting. But then that was it. So now I feel like I'm being called out by Ben. I don't even know why I'm still in this conversation. And I'm like, why would we talk about that? His dating life is none of my business. You know what I mean? Like, why would, if I met Jim Norton, why would I be like, hey, like trannies? Like, I'm sure he's asked that a lot. And he goes, then he just messaged me an hour later and goes, I erased a pic, Pat. Too many complaints. I was hoping for compliments underneath, but no, it didn't happen. And then I asked him if he could. I said later, I said, are you available to podcast tonight? I wish I could, but my tablet doesn't Zoom. I'm like, all right, no problem. And then Ben asked me the question that I'm asking you guys today. Pat, did it surprise you that I'm into trans women?
I don't think there's anything Ben Ortiz could do that would quite surprise us, you know?
Well, not even that. No, Bobby, I want your take first. Did it surprise you that Ben likes trans women? Okay. Why did it not surprise you?
For the part he said right before he said it was a trans woman. I'm very lonely, Pat.
See, I don't even go that far with it. Because I think Ben has been fooled by things his entire life. So why not embrace? Because he even says trans woman.
It's like gender reveal parties, Pat.
That's what he thinks they are.
I don't know. Is it going to be a dick or a pussy?
Either way, I can't do nothing because I can't get hard on my medication. But And I said, not really. Anyone can be attracted to anyone. Nothing surprises me. And he wrote K.
Okay.
Listen, that's fine. But the question I want to ask him, but didn't want to write there or there, so I'm going to propose it to you two. Ben writes to women in prison. Ben pays for hookers. Do we think that Ben pays for trans sex? I know this woman came over, but he didn't say it was a hooker that he paid for because he has, according to Ben's jokes, his best friend is a transsexual. It's one of his better jokes too, where he says, "She said he didn't want to date somebody or he didn't want to do something," and the transsexual lady was like, "She's like, Ben, you got to be more open minded." He goes, "Bitch, my best friend is a transsexual. You can't be more open minded than that." Which is a great. I mean, did you get when I tagged you in his video when he started posting his comedy? Did you ever see that?
No, I don't think I did.
On Instagram, he posted his comedy, and I wanted you to see Ben's act, and he had posted a joke.
Gonna have to check that out
On his Instagram. You gotta check that out. It's great. But I'm not surprised by any of that. But do you think he's writing to transsexual prisoners?
No.
You just think he's writing to anyone that will listen?
I don't think that if he is writing to transsexual prisoners, I don't think they're around long enough to get the letter.
What, they die in there?
I don't think they last long in prison.
Oh, I thought they would last longer. Wait, why?
You ever seen the movie And Justice for All?
No, any movie with like prison sex, I can't watch.
No, there's not prison sex. It's Al Pacino has to do another case, and
any movie with Al Pacino, I can't watch. Italians are stupid. I can't.
Well, your people starved on an island when the potatoes wouldn't grow, Pat.
My people are stupid. My people made me.
Put a fucking net in the ocean. You goddamn mix.
I wasn't there. I'm evolved as the better one. I'm actually named potatoes because I am greater than them.
I can't see a flaw in that logic.
That's what I do.
I can't see any of your ancestors looking at you and saying anything other than, "Yeah, we made it."
Looks like we made it. As the guy who's most popular out of us three on this podcast.
Just put your dick into my butt.
But we were just saying, oh, so you said the movie Injustice for All.
Yeah, so like his trans client doesn't get off because the guy doesn't do the right thing, and he has to go to prison and he kills himself. Because like, I'm not going to last long in prison. Based on reality, Pat. They didn't just write that for the movie. They weren't like, oh, you know what? Let's just make up a fact. Trans people hang themselves when they go to prison.
Well, Amistad had a movie, but they had
I
more
wish
boats.
The defamation you keep doing of Al Pacino would stop. He researches thoroughly before he does every role.
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
Wah!
Look at me, Greg. Nope, that's a different guy. That's De Niro.
Italians are just so dumb.
Especially Devil's Advocate. He did a lot of research for that one.
When you seem dumber than Keanu Reeves in a movie. Ooh, I'm the devil.
Just remember, Pat, our people were practicing philosophy while yours were still walking on all fours.
Only Italians and blacks say our people. There's no our people.
I don't know.
There's only R. Kelly.
If you look into some real true history, it looks like a lot of stuff came out of Ireland. I mean, there's basically megaliths there. They found a body of a pharaoh with not a rhesus monkey, some kind of ape buried with it. So they know it was definitely from Egypt or from Africa. So there's some stuff. I think Ireland was the original Holy Land. And I'm not even Irish.
I want to give those out on Halloween.
Nope. Nope.
Mummies.
The Rhesus monkey.
Oh. Those are the monkeys that they test with. Oh, it was a Barbary ape. There we go. Barbary ape. Yeah.
It's shaped like George Washington Carver. Because he invented the peanut.
There you go.
I hope somebody out of all this shit I say goes, "You didn't invent it, but you discovered it." Yeah, I know. That's not the problem with what I just said. There's so much more. I like certain episodes where Bobby will go along with the joke, and then other ones where he just makes more lines in his forehead than a man can and just questions what he's doing on the show.
No, I was trying to think, like with Mesopotamia, how Ireland could have been like the Garden of Eden, but I don't know.
Oh, listen, a lot of the history that we get is not. It's like the I'll just say history is a lie agreed upon between the winners. So yeah.
No, that's very. Do you ever? This is a rabbit hole, but Deepondista literature is very fun to read. It's like written from the perspective of third world countries,
Oh, nice.
and like everything's our fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a fun piece of history. Did you guys know amusement parks were invented by the CIA?
I'm not surprised.
Why did they invent them?
Think about what you do at an amusement park, right? You
I
ride
watch
rides,
retards pee their pants and a boy throw up.
right? It's chaotic. You ride rides with lots of G-force. There are games of skill and accuracy. It's literally was just set up to prepare kids for the draft in World War II to create super soldiers. They were like, how do we create something that will prepare kids for fighting? Like, how do we get them in at a young age? Obviously, we can't do like the Hitler Youth thing. People kind of frown upon that. But what can we do where they think they're having fun, but really prepare them? That's why a lot of the games were like now have been adapted to water pistols, but it would just be like shoot the target. And it was basically just like gun practice.
You know what else they have at amusement parks?
What's that?
Corn. Corn is delicious. Do you know that?
Corn?
Corn is the best.
Popcorn.
No, just regular corn.
Candy corn?
I don't. Do they have corn?
That reminds me of that. Remember that movie, The Last Starfighter? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
No, I just wanted to go with that and see if anyone. You haven't seen that video?
What video?
Corn?
No, I don't think so.
Bobby, I'm gonna put the shirt. Pull up. Put the CEO of Corn. You, neither one of you. You're the only. I'm a 47-year-old white man. I've seen this. And I know Brandon doesn't look at. I even said to Bobby, I'd be shocked if Brandon knew what the Gavin thing because it is Owen Benjamin news, but Brandon's so disconnected from anything that isn't what he cares about that I didn't think you'd know. I did put shit. Yeah. Put the CEO of Corn. If you see a little black boy holding corn up,
Yaroslav Perhorenitis.
What?
He's the CEO of Corb Inc.
No, not Corn Inc. Just on YouTube.
I put in CEO of Corb. My bad.
Okay.
CEO of Corn.
There's a little black
John
boy
Doggett.
Right? A little black boy in a video?
No.
What the fuck?
Here, let me share my screen.
Yeah.
And now, Linda
it's from Recess
for
Therapy.
From Nebraska Corn.
On this week's program, we are going to get a little bit of insight into the National
No,
Corn Growers
that's not what I
Association.
don't want
and what's
this guy.
happening there. We're visiting with
Nebraska
the CEO
Corn
of
Board.
NCGA,
Why does it have the
John
cool
Doggett.
light? Why are they
Interesting
fired up? Wait, I want to
times
hear
that
some of
we live
this.
in these days, and tell us, I guess.
That's all I got.
John Doggett? You think John Doggett beats the shit out of hookers at their corn fucking festivals? They definitely. And it's in Nebraska. Oh, he's the king. John Doggett? Say my name, bitch. Yes, Mr. Doggett. Say my name, bitch. No,
You're gonna
not
get the
that
corn
one.
mafia going after you for talking shit about John
Fuck,
Doggett.
I want the corn mafia. Is the corn mafia a thing?
The corn cob mafia.
Bobby, once again, that's t-shirts. Corn mafia?
Corn Mafia.
Corn mafia. You can't digest this, as it says in the back.
What about cornography? And then it's just a picture of Ben shoving a corn cob.
Gavin
up his
McInnes
ass.
and Ben putting corn in their butts.
I don't know if we have the rights to Gavin, but it wouldn't be hard to get Ben to sign off.
Gavin Ortiz, and we just put his head on Ben's body. We do a hybrid. I sent you the thing.
Gavin Ortiz.
You guys, this has been bringing me more joy than anything in the world the last couple of days, and I can't believe you guys don't know this. Share this. It's not. But by the way, Bobby, it's not racist. It's not. It's wholesome and great. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you, it's not. Bobby's probably like, it's racist. It's not racist.
No, it's not that. It just takes a lot of work to set something like this up for the podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have to do it.
No, give me 1 second.
I just think people will enjoy.
No, I get it. I just got
this boy's joy for corn is something, Brandon, you will not believe. It is one of the great. Oh, speaking of that, the Durham Fair's coming soon, and I have to be there for PLR, Brandon. I have to be there on a Friday for 2 hours, like his white trash, as I bring up bands. That's going to be so much toothless aggression.
That sounds pretty fun.
But from 4 to 6 isn't a good time.
Yeah. That's
Cool.
like prime time for like craziness.
Well, that's like when I was younger, we were poor. If we went that time so we could have like, this is the greatest thing. Are we going to have issues or no?
Hang
Okay, it's a problem. Don't worry about it. But it's just I like this boy's joy of corn is so tremendous. He's just so happy, and he has the biggest corn I've ever seen. When you see it,
what do you like about corn?
Ever since I was told that corn was real, it tasted good.
Did you think corn wasn't real?
But when I tried it with butter, everything changed. I love corn. Corn.
Do you think everyone should be eating corn?
No, not everyone has to like it to be the best.
Yeah.
Everyone just has to try it. Have a bite.
What else are your favorite things?
I play a variety of games. Hide and seek, tag, never lava monster.
Never.
Yeah, mostly corn. I mean, then look at this then. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's corn. Look at this.
It's corn!
Because corn is awesome.
Can you describe corn to someone who's never tasted it before?
A big lump with knobs. It has the juice. It's the part that mostly makes me like the cone.
How much do you think corn should cost?
$1. I hope you will have a cone-tastic day.
A corn-tastic day?
What? It's just a pun about cone.
it's just a pun about corn.
If anyone loves corn, if you come to me, I can tell you all about it.
Do you like corn?
No.
Have you ever had corn before?
No.
How is that not the greatest video of all time?
What? Why did they let that pedophile so close to that kid?
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh no, that guy does those videos all over. But you ever seen those?
Yeah. Why are they letting that pedophile near their kids?
He's not a pedophile. He
Okay,
asks
he's
questions.
making the kid eat corn in a phallic way.
No,
Nobody
that kid
eats
was
corn
just
on the
eating
cob
corn.
holding it like
He
a
did
dick.
not make him.
Bullshit.
That's how the corn.
Here,
they
hold
don't
it
make
like
that
the
corn.
penis, like I showed you.
It's got the juice.
Yeah, it's got the juice.
How did you make that molesty?
Unlike Ben Ortiz, it has the juice.
That was just pure joy, and you made that sexual.
That guy made it sexual when he told
No,
the
he
kid to
didn't.
hold corn on the cob vertically.
Did you hear that pun?
Yeah. He probably said it while he was putting in that kid's cornhole.
Ooh.
Cornhole pun. If anybody has a cornhole, it's that boy. That boy loves corn. I want someone to love me the way that boy loves corn. That's what I'm
somebody
looking
to
for
love
in life.
me the way that interviewer loves that boy.
Stop it. That man was bringing joy, and he was there with his
Yeah,
old ass
okay.
black grandma.
Pedophiles bring candy.
Not corn.
He stepped the game up. He's the healthy pedophile.
I will fucking call John Dodgett right now, and he will come to your home. Don Dodgett doesn't fuck him, and Jeff Levine are two people who are CEOs who don't mess around with pedophiles. Okay, the CEO of Silk City Hot Sauce and the CEO of Corn. I don't know. How are you the CEO of Corn? Like, can you be the CEO? Was that guy the CEO of Corn?
That's what it said.
You can't be, right? It's
Well,
just Corn.
All right, Brandon, you want to explain it to him, or you want me to?
I mean, when you live in Nebraska, there's probably, I'm surprised he's not the corn king.
No, but you can't be
No,
the
so what-
CEO of Corn.
You can, and here's what they do, especially in the United States. What happens is these companies patent the corn DNA, and then their seed spreads to other fields. And if your corn has their corn's DNA that they patented, they get to own a portion of your crop. And it's literally taking over America and killing small farming.
Ooh, ah! Isn't that Corn?
No, that's disturbed. That's Ben Ortiz. That's disturbed.
That would be actually, I was thinking it would be a funny promo to have that kid do something and then play corn in the background.
Or that kid and John Dodgett walking through a field.
It's not gonna
And
go
then they
well for
meet
that
Kevin
kid.
Costner.
He just starts
Yes.
crying because he has a flashback. He's like, no. The last time that interviewer took me out here.
Listen, when a young white man wants to hang out with a young black boy while he eats corn, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just love.
I'm just saying, anytime an adult brings food that he's promoting to kids, it doesn't go well.
He
This
didn't bring
guy,
the food. They were
Jared
obviously at a
Fogle,
corn festival.
Ronald McDonald.
He was at it. Okay, if he's a pedophile, why did he not try to make that girl eat corn?
He's not into that. He's not
He
into
doesn't
girls.
like ladies.
Yeah, she has the icky parts.
I've asked this question before as a child and now as an adult, and no one's ever answered me. Can pedophiles be gay? Is it considered gay, or is it just because they're a kid? Kid's the gender.
I think that there's pedophiles.
If you just like boys, are you gay?
Well, I think you're a pedophile who just likes boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, is it a different thing?
I think so. I think there's pedophiles, and then they just have different proclivities, like different. Can
you be biped?
I mean, I guess you could, if you're,
That sounds like a bicycle term, right?
Dion is right now. Dion's a biped after the accident.
We're all bipeds.
Biped. No, believe me, I'm not trying to make fun. Listen, I'm not saying things wrong. There's so many terms for things I never knew. Like, I was watching a podcast the other day and they were asking the age-old question, can retarded people be gay? And they're like, well, they can now because they're on TikTok doing it. But like, yeah, anyone can be gay if you try hard enough. You know what I mean?
You just have to make that personal decision. That's what you're going to do now. That was a joke. Thank you for getting it, Brandon.
No, I enjoyed it. What?
No. It just took way too long and I panicked. I was like, nobody got that I was joking. They just think I'm a bigot.
Oh, no. Those are two separate things.
Fair enough.
We got the joke and we think you're a bigot. We always separate church and state. I just can't believe you guys didn't like. I finally bring joy and happiness with a corn video, and you turned it into pedophiles.
Okay, but like, who wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to interview kids at the park.
Him every day. That's his thing. Recess therapy. That's his thing. He gets millions of views and people watch it.
Why does he need therapy? What happened to him at recess, and why is he inflicting it on the poor
So why is it
boy?
okay for that other white guy to do bing bong and just interview black people, and suck my dick, Biden, but it's not okay for this guy to talk to kids about corn?
Because he's not going to molest the guy who yelled, suck my dick, Biden.
I'm pretty sure there's a guy, the one guy who's a homeless guy who goes, oh, my president is Byron. I'm pretty sure he molested him.
But at a
bing bong.
Put it in.
But the homeless guy was probably lonely anyway, so I mean.
All right. I will share a personal POS story. Today, I decided to kind of be an asshole. It's a Monday. I know that vacation is coming up for people, so they're going to be like off their phones a little bit or like on their phones, but taking more pictures of themselves and not paying attention to like me promoting things or me. You know what I mean? So Sometimes you need that algorithm to move around a little bit. Now, I know that I've learned, I don't know a lot about algorithms, but I do know the best way to get Facebook's algorithm.
Corn. I thought something was going to come to me by the end of the sentence.
Okay. But I know that to get Facebook moving in the algorithm, the one type of person you need to get fired up are white women. You got to get white women fired up, because if men are just writing whatever, nobody cares. They get scared of it. But if white women are fired up, men will come in and laugh at it, but women will get passion. So this morning I thought about how I could get this going. And around 10 a.m., I just put up the post. Hocus Pocus is and always has been a terrible movie. That's all I wrote. To be clear, and I didn't reveal this until like later on in the thread that got very long, I've never seen Hocus Pocus at all. I just don't think it's going to be good. People came out and enjoyed. Now, some people were happy. They're like, the truth is being spoken. A lot of jokes about Sarah Jessica Parker being a horse, but being the most attractive of horses in this. I didn't know she was in it. I got in several arguments about the talent of Bette Midler. And I said she's a garbage actress.
How dare you?
And then someone's like, what about The Rose? And I go, I did not dispute her singing ability. It's amazing. I'm talking about her acting. And they were shut down. I argued with every single person. So one person's like, this is messed up. And one younger comic said, I was making a dad joke and I was dad-splaining. And I said, this movie came out when I was a junior in high school. Shut up. It sucked then. It sucks now. It sucked before I even ever had sex. And it sucked after I've had 2 children that are now adults. It's not a dad thing. This is a life thing. It's going on and on. And then finally someone else said, but really, you think this person was bad in, or this thing was good and this kid was bad? And I just wrote, no one's paying attention anymore. So let me just say, I've never seen Hocus Pocus. And someone's like, that's brilliant. I'm like, I just know. And I explained it in there. And I said, I know it fires white women up, and I wanted to get the algorithm moving. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it me? For just Listen, people do that all the time. The people that clickbait, shit like that all the time. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything crazy. I didn't go after, like political things or like the way the world goes or, like hot button topics. I went after a thing that I thought could be silly and fun. Some people got angry. Some people got into it, whatever. But I did that all just to fucking get people to look at my Facebook page. So when I announced that I was doing a birthday show later, more people would see it. That's basically what it was. I was like, I need people to be in my algorithm. So when I say October 15th, I'll be performing an interview with John Romanoff, maybe some more than 4 people would see the fucking post. Is it a women that got really mad? Like my own sister, who I knew because all my sisters think it's the greatest movie of all time. But one of my sisters said, shut up. I'm not speaking to you anymore. And then I just put a bunch of memes of just people just telling them they're stupid. And that was it. Is it women that are getting mad about this? Is it the men who said it's fun, it sucks, but like Sarah Jessica Parker is fuckable in it, which means they've watched it. They've watched it enough to know she's in it, and also watched enough to go, this is where I would jerk off to her the most when she's a witch. Is it the people that defended Bette Midler? Bette Midler is garbage. Bette Midler is fat, worse Barbara Streisand. I'm sorry. If you had it, Barbara Streisand's better. If you have to do like the crocodile thing, and not by much, but better. Or is it Facebook for letting old white men like me figure out algorithms by just angering white women and now giving out my secrets to everyone? Or is it Brandon if it looks like he has one arm right now, which is throwing me off because it looks like Brandon's Lieutenant Dan. All right. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Brandon, go first.
I would say the people defending the movie because it's really, I mean.
Have you seen it?
I don't know.
I guess the sequel's coming out. It's like the first one was in 93.
Wow.
Yeah. Now the women are 93.
I think I've seen parts of it.
You gotta be dead, right?
But even if it was a good movie, like, who cares? It's like, it's just your opinion, man. Like the fact that somebody thinks that they have to go under what you said and then just like defend something.
Why I did it.
Yeah.
I knew they would do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone said it was a Disney classic. I can name you 80. I didn't even know it was Disney, but there's 80 Disney classics before Hocus Pocus.
Come on, you didn't see the noses on those witches and go, oh, yeah, this is Disney. I get the message they're trying to put out here right now.
Stupid Italians.
Don't let these come to our town.
I know what you meant, but I like
the
Italians.
Witches cause problems. They want to make Halloween all about them.
I'm a Holocaust denier because I believe that it should have been Italians and not Jews. If they were Italians, then I'd be all believing it.
Yeah, well, you better bring an army, bitch. Ask Cannibal how that worked out.
I can bring an army, but then all I'd have to bring is some bocce balls and some good gabagoo, and then I would have them trapped. Gabagoo.
That's why your people don't have left hands.
They're not my people. I'm a Connecticut.
I don't think
I've never been to Ireland.
I don't think they claim you.
They do. Connecticut claims me. I'm not their leader. But like, come here and ask, bitch. Bobby, who's a piece of shit?
It's anybody involved in this piece of garbage argument. Like,
me included?
No, I mean, you did what you got to do to get attention. I get that. But like, while you're distracting the masses, people like Julian Shapiro Barnum are out there interviewing kids every day on the playground doing horrible things. And like, we got to stop
the boy
him.
was enjoying corn. Why? See, this tells me that you are a child molester because you see something where it's just happiness and you're like, how can I fuck a boy? I need some corn.
Dude, he's got.
Why did you? That's the first thing you saw.
Hundreds of videos
of kids. Recess therapy. It's fun.
Let's read the description, shall we?
Wait a minute.
One.
Are you telling? No, real quick, Bobby. Are you telling me that when an adult finds humor in children, just like Bill Cosby? Never mind.
Just like Michael.
Oh, that deserves more. I built
just
into
like
it.
Robert,
I did the.
I didn't know where you were
like
going
Jimmy
with it.
Salvo.
Kids fuck the darndest things. That's a great show. Because I was like, I'm going to defend that kids can't have fun with adults, but then I'm like, Bill Cosby's the most famous one for that show.
Mario
Mr.
Bosco.
Rogers was a good man.
Yes, he was the exception to the rule. There's one.
And this is the new Mr. Rogers.
No.
Corn. It's got the juices.
I got a t-shirt
It's got
for
the
you.
lumps.
We're just going to take one of each of these kids' pictures from that he's interviewed, and we're going to put him on a misting t-shirt.
On a milk carton on the shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why you look at that and say that. Okay, besides that guy, who's the piece of shit in the story?
don't get offended.
Okay.
But it's the white women.
Why would I be offended?
I was just throwing a curveball at you.
Oh, because I would love to be around women that aren't white. His face says I don't like them, though. I do. Unfortunately, I have a head that says, tie him up.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, who gives a fuck if you think it's a terrible movie? It's also August. Why are you arguing about Hocus Pocus?
Are you kidding me?
Come out and defend it
Are you kidding
October
me?
1st.
Bobby, do you not understand white women?
Pumpkin spice.
They've been fired up for
let me ask you
summer
this.
to end, for fall to begin since the beginning of August. This is when you do it, prime time.
Does
October 1st,
Batman-
they've already watched it 38 times.
They're
Does
already out to
Batman
Christmas.
understand the Joker?
Yeah, he does.
Does God understand Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Very much
understand
so.
my sworn mortal enemy.
White women?
Yeah.
You don't get it. August 1st is,
No, I
or
get
September 1st. That's it. We're September 1st. So basically, they're into it. This is their time. I have seen the same meme 80 times in the last 2 days
Where
where
it's
it
like-
says,
Me, when people say don't do things until October.
it's Bobby's choking on corn.
Bitches put a hex on me.
Right. Well, it's the newest one. It's like that, but the newest one says it's like pumpkin stuff. It's only late August, and then it has a picture of a guy on a motorcycle with a pumpkin on his head. It says me.
Yep.
You see you riding a motorcycle with a pumpkin on your head? I don't understand. I like people that argue it going, everyone loves August, but I love being more comfortable. It's like, no, everyone likes fall. No one argues fall. No one likes the fact that you've made it pumpkin flavored everything, but no one argues fall. But it's not just Halloween. Halloween is a pagan ritual. Calm down. It's not fun for you to be a fat goth thing that if you put makeup on and it makes you look thinner because you've drawn contour lines, but now you're a monster and fuckable. No, you're just a fat white lady who fucking sweats too much in the summer. In fall, you're the most comfortable. And in the winter, you sink into the ice. That's why you like it. That movie is garbage. You're garbage.
What if for October? Never mind.
But
I don't know. I was just say, like, what if for the month of October, like, I don't know, they took their meds?
yeah,
Then people would get into it if they were like, "Oh shit, you did dress up as a normal functioning member of society." Congratulations.
Why do you think November is both like suicide and mental illness month? Because
if we don't
October
get
makes
to
those
100
bitches
subscribers on Patreon, that's when I'm tapping out. Is that why?
bitches lose their mind in October because they're like, finally, I'm gonna find someone to be just like me and like witch movies and Casper the Friendly Buttfuck or whatever. It's like, just stop being. A movie doesn't need to be your identity. I heard it. Okay, so there's a show on YouTube called Good Mythical Morning, which I watch. I enjoy it. They do food shit, whatever. It's a fun. It's not about being mythical. It's, if you know it, it's just
And in
they just
this one, what they do is they go to jacuzzis and they take kids and they interview them in the jacuzzi.
It's just kids hanging out in Speedos, enjoying the day, Bobby. Why can't you find joy in that? Why do you gotta make it? It's
where
just
they
a
have foot
boy.
time, where
It just-
all the kids send in pictures of their feet, and the cutest one gets a show on Nickelodeon. Oh wait, no, that was a different thing.
Yeah, that's called Dan Schneider's Funhouse. It's a fine time. It's
Instead
good.
of Pee Wee's Playhouse, it's Dan Schneider's Dig House.
Dig out. Instead of slime, it's just Dan Schneider oozing cum on their heads. That's what I call Jizz, Volume 30.
We're
But,
gonna slime everybody at the Teen Choice Awards. No, do you know how much stress that is on my body?
Your body, my choice. That's a new T-shirt. Have an adult holding a child's hand. No, never mind.
No.
And then on the back it just says "Your body, my choice."
No, not at all.
And then sponsored by Korn.
The band?
It's a good mythical morning.
Whoever we can get first. So good mythical morning, Bobby. Now Bobby was shitting on it, but I was like, get back to your point, please. See, don't put me on a tangent or we get canceled. That's how it works. You've learned this.
Do you think,
But,
real quick on Hocus Pocus, do you think that's what Julian calls it, what he does with the kids? Oh, it's just a little Hocus Pocus officer.
Watch me make this disappear. It's like, it's got the juices. It's got lumps. Why does it have lumps? But on Good Mythical Morning, one of the guys on it said they're talking about overrated foods. And even though people love them, they're saying like, okay, bacon, is it overrated? When people ask about that, thing like caviar, is it overrated? Like everyone says it's great, but is it really that good? Shit like that. And one guy goes, I think bacon is great, but it should never be your personality. And I've never felt anything more because I know so many people like Halloween shouldn't be your personality. Fucking bacon shouldn't be your bacon should never be your personality. I've met people that bacon is their personality, and they are the most boring fucking people. And they're like, yeah, bacon. Okay, learn something. Knit. I don't know. Get something. Go on there. But yeah, so it's like that's why I wanted to fuck with them. The people that get so mad about it, it's like it's just a movie. I joke about the Italian thing because Italians, their personality, not all of them, Bobby, you're not one of them. You know what I'm talking about. The strong Super Guido ones that are like, Italian is their personality. It's just like, that's just where your grandparents fucked. You're from East Haven, Connecticut. Relax.
Yeah. I do think there's something nice about carrying on like family traditions, but it doesn't have to be.
Grandma hitting you with a spoon is not a tradition. It's just child abuse upon child abuse upon child abuse. And to glorify it and to say, like, it's great. Look, this is the spoon my grandma hit me with. My God, burn it.
I mean, it's better.
Your grandma hit you with a spoon, then cook with it. What the fuck?
It's better than what Ben Ortiz's mom hit him with.
The truth.
Her cock.
I was like,
Her cock.
That's why he's into trannies.
They always say that you're looking for someone just like your mother.
Good point.
That's what they said about her dick. Good point. All right. Let me ask this question.
Nope.
And
I don't like how that started.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to be woke. Bobby,
I doubt it.
have you ever found a transsexual woman attractive?
No.
Like, in no way. You never saw them and said, like, well, the tits are fine.
It's not my thing.
No, it's not my thing
I'm
either.
not a super physical person either, though. Like, I
No,
don't.
neither am I. And I'm very not that way at all. But, and this is the weird part. I'm not gay. I'm not whatever. I'm just straight. That's what I am. I don't label it, but that's what I am. But if you put Brad Pitt and me in a picture next to each other, I can say Brad Pitt's more attractive. I can say I'm not attracted to them, but I can tell they're attractive. I can look at a really bad tranny and then like one that works hard and go, well, that one's the best in disguise. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm attracted to it, but I'm going, that one's closer than the others. Brandon, have you ever found one attractive?
No.
I get why Ben wants to, though. Loneliness. And he probably thinks, well, they can't turn me down, but they're going to. And that's going to be the breaking point.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're also people that now they're like, this is their best time. You know what I mean? Like, this is their best time. I think history won't be better to them. I think we'll be like, remember that time we thought those things were cool?
Yeah,
that was a crazy time. It's like, remember sock hops? Like for us, like when I used to go to the malt shop, it's like, remember when they used to say like every commercial had transgender people eating Cheerios? I don't think they would eat Cheerios because I guess they could fuck that hole. But
Good for your heart.
and your balls, your lady balls. I was just wondering because I know a lot of comics talk about it all the time. He's like, oh, you're transgender, this or that, whatever. And I know like Jim Norton, obviously.
Yeah, according to Ben. I mean, that's a Nortonism.
Right, so is that? Yeah, but at the same time, I remember that what's his name would joke all the time. Like Louis J. Gomez would joke about one of the famous ones.
Yeah.
But I think they were just trying to like get that person known more so they could be on their podcast. And they're doing comedy, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
So I think it was just promotional.
I have an issue. It's just that's not my cup of tea.
No, I'm just saying, if it came down, you're Ben Ortiz, you're lonely, you've been in a streak, you haven't had sex for like 2 years.
Okay.
And then a transsexual woman, you are alone. No one's gonna know.
God
took the day off because he's like, Bobby saddens me. I need a day off. Bobby makes me so fucking sad. Bobby thought a man spending a wonderful moment with a boy in corn was sexual. I need to take a break from Bobby. I messed up on Bobby.
Bobby's the last of my prophets standing up I said protect the children, and he is, unlike
He
everybody else who's just promoting this pedophile.
And he fed him the food from the land that he grew. Corn.
He fed him the most phallic food he could find without being phallic. If he had brought like one of those blow pops over, or like one of those popsicles, like his grandma would have been like, "Oh hell no!" But he brought corn.
Because corn's delicious.
Pedophile.
Corn's not phallic. Whose dick is that big? That was the biggest corn I've ever seen.
You know what would have made that video great? If Chris Hansen had popped out and been like, "Hey, why don't you take a seat over here? What the fuck is with the corn? Why is he eating it vertically? Why did you ask him to put the corn in his mouth for 5 minutes?"
See, Bobby? See, you're the one.
No, I'm saying
Freudian
it's that phallic.
Freudian slip. Put the cock in your mouth.
Why didn't he just bring him a hot dog?
So you guys wouldn't bang trannies if we did like a bang tranny challenge?
No.
No. A bang tranny challenge. I like it.
Bobby t-shirt.
No.
Bang tranny challenge. On the back, it's just the name of our discount for your broken transmissions at our auto shop. Bring in your transmission and we'll bang it out and get it back for you. The bang tranny challenge.
It's just the statistic of how many trannies a year get shot.
Like, are we talking transmissions again? Or are we talking?
No. I was saying the front says bang trannies. On the back, it's like, this is how many were shot last year. It's a very, like, support them. And then we give the money to them and we're woke. We're out of trouble.
Or it says bang trannies on the back. It just says gang gang. And it just has a tranny doing gang symbols. Like, that's it.
That would work.
And people are like, what does this even mean? I don't know. Buy the shirt. We're trying to get everybody. It says Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Tranny dicks are pussies. That's every cool saying. I heard I was hosting the quarterfinal, the last of the quarterfinals. They got all the semifinals now for the last comic standing contest. Former guest of the show from a couple weeks ago, Chris Warren, surprised fucking everybody, crushed and moved on. He's only been doing comedy 3 years. Everybody else has been fucking like they're over 5, 6, sometimes 10 years long. And it was probably the best route. I've been hosting that or been in that for like 6, 7 years. That was probably the best throughout show I've ever seen. All awesome. 6 comics murdered. And it was fucking so good. But I don't want to do it, but he has a tranny joke. It's fucking, and this is on Sunday in front of the Sunday casino, white women and men, an applause break, dude. It was just like worded beautifully. He just nailed it. I was like, that dude rushed. Both Connecticut dudes crushed. Mo Green did too. I'm gonna have him on here soon. He's a fucking fun dude. But like he was probably third. There's a comic out of New York named Chris Brown. And you know Chris?
He dances well.
I know, and you're gonna do that. He's hilarious. He moved on to, but like it was just a great night. But Chris Warren fucking killed. It was great. So
he has to be separated from Rihanna in the green room.
Yes, that the sound guy was doing the same jokes that you're doing now.
Sounds like your sound guy's fucking hilarious, then, Pat.
I was like,
is he available to do a podcast? Does he know how to yes and?
Yeah, you know what? He is, and you know what? And he loves boys eating corn. You two could have your boys eating corn pod.
No, you like boys eating corn.
No,
I'm the one
like
who's trying
joy.
to stop it.
I like happiness. I watched that and I laughed because that kid was hilarious and he did a pun. Corntastic. And then they asked him, they said, Corntastic? And he said, just a pun about corn.
Yeah, what's up, homie? It's a pun about corn.
That's everything in
I
my
have
life.
to come up with puns to kill the trauma that this guy just inflicted on me.
Okay, so then let me share one more story about me and we'll be done.
Oh boy, did you get molested by a guy who interviewed you about corn?
I was at the park with my black grandma, and this guy came up and had so many questions and so much corn. Okay, so I'm trying to think. When's the last time we podcast? We didn't do any.
About what?
Podcasting. What was the last time we did?
Wednesday.
Oh, did I talk about this?
No, Monday, because we.
All right.
You had something Tuesday.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because that's the way we didn't talk after. Did I talk about the open mic I did with the certain boy at it?
No.
Okay. So I went down to the newer comedy club in Scarsdale, New York, the B-Side Comedy Club, owned by Joe Matarese, comedian, and another guy, Greg, whatever. And I went there with Dan Brown, and we know some comics that were hosting it. It's like an hour away from where I am, so it's like Connecticut Comics Go. It's a small little club, but they're gonna be doing some fun stuff. Like Don Jameson was supposed to be there, but like last second, I guess it got canceled on Thursday. Mark Norman's gonna be there. It's a small open, but they're trying, they're new, whatever. But they have an open mic on Tuesdays, and I figured, go check it out. And also for me, I like to go there so I can remind people I exist and try to get gigs or whatever, So I get there, and me and Dan are there, and a bunch of other people, like 16 to 20 comics, something like that. Not many audience members, but it's not supposed to be. A couple people here and there. Walking in is a man with his 12-year-old boy who obviously has some kind of disability. And every comic, just without even knowing each other, we're all like, oh my God. Because it's open mic. It's one thing when it's a comedy show, but like, we're all working shit out. Now it's like, now we got to be worried about this. And then some older woman came with them. They kind of sit together in a corner. We're like, how's this going to go? And I'm looking, like, I always like to go up early when I do open mics because I don't understand. Like, I can be waiting in line and be like 8th in line, but I'll still go first because every asshole's like afraid to go first. It's like, it doesn't get better.
No, it's
you know what I mean?
This bad, yeah.
Right. And I came here with an idea I want to work on. I'd rather get it out of the way, work on it, be done with it, and then just enjoy the mic and watch other people perform.
Go home, play some 2K.
I love
the
open
Xbox.
mics. I love watching an open mic, and I'm actually writing it. A couple comics have reached out to me, asked me to write my articles again, so I'm going to start doing them a little bit. Not for book reasons, for just whatever. But my first one's going to be about like the
Hustle
misconception
home
of
quick,
open mic.
Draw a pentagram on the ground, possess one of the other comics, get an extra 5, right, Brandon?
Get some corn and some time at a recess.
Go save a kid at the park real quick.
So I'm third, and I'm like, all right, and then. I don't know who's
I
first
thought
or
you
second.
said I'm 30, and Brandon and I were just going to let that slide.
No, I am about to be 48. So I am like third on the list, and I see that as the host is going up, I can see like a kid getting ready, and I'm like, oh no, the kid's first. And the kid goes up. Like I said, his name, he's 12 years old. His father's sitting. I mean, it's a very small little club. Like, it's like it looks like a New York City club where it's like 1,000 chairs all packed in together. So we're all on top of each other as it is, but like the father's like an instrument.
So my teacher says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'm like, "I just like to grow up."
If he could talk that clear, it wouldn't have been as good.
Oh boy.
He goes to walk up. You know, he's got the cerebral palsy legs, whatever. So he's kind of like had a little issue walking. He's got braces. He's a Latino
Do the cerebral
kid.
palsy legs. Do the cerebral palsy legs.
And he goes up. And he just starts giggling, like not like nervous, just. And dude, it became so contagious. The whole room is just laughing at this 12-year-old like Beavis and Butthead type boy laughing, and then he just goes, balls, dude. The room explodes. Like everyone's like, "Yo, that kid just said balls into it." Like everything we always wanted to do in life. This was the greatest moment of like, I've been comedy 15 years. I've never seen anything as great as this.
He perfected it.
He said balls, and then he paused. He went, "Now I'll tell the joke," and then he tells the joke, and he's laughing through the whole thing. I guess he just felt like he had to say it. The joke first, he did the regular cerebral palsy joke, which was funny. It's never funny as an adult whenever anyone with cerebral palsy or a disease goes, I swear to God, I don't have a problem. I'm just drunk. Like, I never laugh at that. But when a 12-year-old boy said it, it was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's just like, I'm drunk. You're like, what the fuck? And then he goes, my science teacher was trying to do an experiment showing us about the universe, and she was using balls. And he starts laughing again. He goes, my teacher said to me, do I want to experiment with balls? And then he just starts laughing so hard that he can't get the words out, and everyone's like crying, and he composes himself, and he just goes, I told her I already experimented with my balls in the bathroom earlier. Dude, murders. And I'm just like crying, laughing.
Nice.
And then the father and the grandmother are kind of trying to whisper the next things or what he should say next or tell him to slow down. And I kind of stared at the grandma like, shut your mouth. Like, let this boy, not is he killing? You don't understand, dude. Like, I could never have done comedy at 12. Everything in my mind would have said, this is embarrassing. This is crazy. My whole life, I could always try to get attention, stand out, but trying to go up there with that and my parents being there, it would have been crazy. And the fact that he's even trying to do that with all the shit he's got palsy, and he went on stage for little adults in this little fucking shit room in Scarsdale, New York, and murdered for 3.5 minutes. And then when it was all done, he walks off stage and everybody lost it. And the host goes up and just goes, well, I feel bad for this next guy. He's going to follow a boy with cerebral palsy. The guy goes up and does like a joke about what happened. Not really making fun of the kid, but just kind of like a joke about it. Everybody kind of laughs, whatever. I'm third. And I have jokes to work on. But I'm also me. So I walk up. Dude, I didn't even have them written. It just came naturally. It was like Pat Oates' roast. No, the kid left, by the way. The kid and the father left. We found out the father knows Joe Matarese. They're friendly. I guess the father does comedy once in a while, not like a comic con, but it was like, hey, my son wants to try it. Can we come to the mic? He's like, yeah, you can go first. It was all set up and whatever.
Yeah, that way we can get you out. And yeah.
Right. And I didn't know the dynamic. I tell it was the father. I didn't know if the older lady was the mother or the grandmother, whatever, but she was like filming it. They were sitting apart from each other in this small little place, though. The father was on one side, the mother was there. So when I went up and I said, well, that kid's never going to make it. I don't only mean in life. I got laughing. I was just like, well, I mean, first of all, he's got something that none of us have, not palsy. Parents that love him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to work out. I go, the two of them are supporting you? Fuck off. And I go, but all the way, this is the only place where everyone's like, oh, fuck, I got to follow the palsy guy. I wish I had palsy. And I just joke after joke. And I'm like, and then, he gets older and he keeps doing this. He'll obviously be doing a lot of shows, mostly fundraisers. The last one, his own. Dude, that one hit. And I did a couple more lines. And then I realized, I get the light. I went, oh my God, I've done 4 minutes. I got to work on my shit.
Yeah.
I got 1 minute. So I rush out a joke quickly, get a little bit of a laugh whenever I'm done. And then I get off. The host brings up the fourth comic. And the fourth comic walks up and goes, I don't know what's tougher. Being the guy who went second and had to follow a 12-year-old boy with cerebral palsy, or going fourth and following the guy with a type 5 about a boy with cerebral palsy. Dude, I was like the greatest compliment fucking ever. And everybody else was fine with it. I went outside and just chatted people, whatever. Nobody was mad, but who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me? Is it me? Or is it me? It's obviously not the boy. The boy living out his dream, doing whatever, that's cool as shit. That's what comedy is to me. People trying to do shit, finding a place where we're all like equal. You know what I mean? We all have friends. It's if you think about the people you've met in comedy life that you would never think you'd be friends with through this podcast, and people we know because of that, just because of this passion that we all fucking have. It's cool that kid. Now, would I bring him corn in the park? Yeah, because it wouldn't be an issue. It would just be two people who love comedy and corn. Anyway, all I'm saying, his parents would be there, of course. Grandma at least filming it. But what I'm saying is, it's not the kid. It's the parents for taking their son and pushing him out there. I did say that, one of the jokes I did say where people laughed, I kind of groaned. I did say that, I said, do you think like the normal ones at home going, I was the meal ticket? It's like, they're upset about that. It's like, now they love this one. It's because as long as he can, as long
I
as
wish we would have known about his palsy before Weinstein.
Right. As long as that club has a mic stand, he's fine. I said, fucking all over the place. But like, is it the parents for like bringing him out there and like, I don't want to say exploiting them, but I don't know, with them like yelling the things they were yelling, it didn't feel like they were like, just enjoy your moment. They were worried about him doing well. And I know that's parents. And I know a lot of parents are that way where they think like their kid needs my help and the kid can't do things on their own, which is a ridiculous thing. I've never done that with my kids because my kids are human beings and they have to figure out things in their own lives. I'll be supportive, but I'll never tell them what to do because it's not me doing it. It's them doing it. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. Is it me for going up and making jokes about it? Is it the other comic for making a joke about me? Fuck him. Or is it the comic who went second who didn't do that? How do you not do that? Like, I'm sorry, but that's how you test the comedy knowledge in your head. If you can't go, if I was in a real comedy show and they said, I've done it where they've been like, hey, Pat, you're headlining the show, but we have a guest spot and it's like somebody's son or like this special needs guy who wants to chuckle. I've been on shows like that. And you got to follow that. And they're like, well, don't say anything. Well, no, you're not allowed both. If they're going to be on the show, then I get to be the show. And I'm doing it. I'm addressing the retarded elephant in the room. So I'm doing it. And I wasn't shitting on him, but I was also like, that's what we do. You know what I mean? Who's the piece of shit, Bobby?
I don't think it's the second comic. Because
No,
I get it.
I was trying to get more.
No. But like, I do get where he's coming from. It's an open mic. If he's new, if he has,
He was
shit
new.
wants to
I
work on.
was by far the most veteran of a
which,
comic.
Again, is fine and good for you and good for whoever set the lineup and to realize, hey, if this, you know what I mean, Pat will get this back.
Oh no, it wasn't a set
doesn't
lineup.
go well.
That was it just worked out. We all signed up in order that we just got in there.
Okay, well,
So
then, but it's the parents. Drop him off and go home.
he's 12 and it's in New York, man.
He wants to be a comic. Let him go in there, or stay out of the way. You know what I mean? Like maybe be in the room, but like act like you don't know.
But they
him.
had to be with him. He was I mean, the giggling was great, but he was obviously so nervous they needed to be there with him. If they left him alone, he would have cried.
Yeah, yes and no. I get it, but like also if this is what you want to do, go do it. And there were it's an open mic. There are enough people like your boy who hangs out with Ben Ortiz that would have gone up and you know what I mean, befriended the
He wasn't there. He would have been hanging out with Dan Brown making a buddy movie.
Oh boy, we probably would have tried to hurt Dan. That seems to be the way things go with Dan. People with special needs.
If you were a fan of the retail shows,
he just
they
leaves.
always attack Dan.
He leaves. His parents are like, "How'd it go?" He's like, "Great. I've got a rival, Dan Brown. I have to destroy him."
Yeah, I have to kill him. We both got a job at Barnes and Noble for no reason now. So Brandon, who's a piece of shit?
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think there's any pieces of shit in the story. Honestly,
It's not me.
No, I don't. I think what you did was perfect. You brought joy to all those other comedians, and you just pointed out the retarded elephant in the room, just like you said. You know,
I felt like I wasn't trying to be the hero. It's me. I have to do it. But I also felt like if no one said it, it just would have been a weird mic, and it just came back to a regular mic afterwards.
So that was the pro-life section. Allow me to give the pro-choice version.
Yes, my body, my jokes.
You kind of reset the whole room.
He's the re, and I'm the set. Oh, palsy.
Poor fellow.
No, I think his name was Juan. I don't think it was poor fellow. But it was once again, I've shared 2 stories about children with joy. It's just wonderful things. Corn and a boy, comedy and a boy, a lot of boys. Boy heavy podcast. By the way, that's the worst. According to Greg Giraldo's bit, that's why there's no more. That's why all the kids in America are getting fat because we don't want them pedophiles fucking our kids anymore. And no, pedophiles are weak and they can't lift them into the cars.
Well, I mean, that works.
He's like, let me fatten this one up. Make them unfuckable. By the way, no kids are fuckable. I'm gonna make that clear.
What's up?
Kids are not fuckable.
I think
Don't fuck kids.
Julian Shapiro Barnum might disagree with you.
No, it's joy. You know, by the way, it's funny that you two don't know that. It is like one of the biggest fucking trending things.
We're not into that community, Pat.
No, it's all over. Like even like wherever you go, because now obviously someone took it and made a song. So there's a guy who plays keyboard to it.
Probably
And he's going,
Raffy.
I like corn. It's got the juices. And it's like a dumb song. There's a bunch of other memes. One says, have you ever seen that one that was a boy talking to his dad in the car?
Come
the boy
see
said,
Glary Glitter's glamorous return to music in the Corn Kid remix. Can you guess why we went there?
Corn. But like, so there's that one meme
Kid
where the boy
porn.
is where the boy's talking to his dad, and he's like, Dad, why is my sister's name Rose? And then the father says, because your mother loved roses. Now, and then usually it's a joke like pussy. Like why who named me? Oh, I did, because he's like, all right, pussy, whatever the name is, go back to your room. But they changed it to now corn, and that boy's head pops up. It's all over. It's the best. That's the new Catch Me Outside. It's corn me outside.
That's the issue. Julian's trying to corn him outside.
No,
Yeah.
no, Julie. First of all, you learned his name.
I Googled it. I'm trying to watch out, trying to save the kids.
It's fun. Look how much fun they all had. Grandma had fun.
Weird. Julian frequents late night pizza in Washington, D.C. I wonder what that's all about.
There's no kids out late night.
What was the name of that place, Brandon?
Pizzagate.
That's what I was referencing. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it's called? I don't know.
No, there's the
Once
restaurant.
again, you guys have more pedophile knowledge than me.
Again, we're trying to stop
always.
them.
You guys know all the pedo. What are you like? What's his name from the Who? I'm just doing research.
I
Pete
can't.
Townsend. Pete
No.
Townsend. When they called him on his computer, Pete Townsend, yeah, the Who. Yeah. And when they called him on his computer, and they were like, "What do you do with all this child porn?" He's like, "Research."
They did. Jim Trafficking did that too. They were like, he took all these bribes and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm running a fraud undercover ring. I'm doing the work," and he got off.
Yeah, he did. He got off for now.
Julian on that kid's corn.
No,
He's like, I didn't
He's
like
got-
it until it was buttery and salty.
yeah,
Until
buttery.
Julian
Now-
put his buttery salt all over it.
It's the perfect food. It's corn. It's corntastic. Have a corntastic day.
I'm just
You guys
saying,
are
Julian
awful.
was there going, hey, the corn's better when you make it milk itself with butter.
All I did was share lovely stories of corn, joy and comedy, and the love of white women movies. And you guys just shit on all of it. Here I am trying to bring love and happiness to the world.
We came out the gate talking about Ben Ortiz. What did you
Yeah,
expect?
and
to
his
happen?
love, his open mind and open heart and open legs for
open
all kinds of
butthole.
people. Open butthole. And Gavin McInnes' butthole thing too. See, that was, you shared
Full
that.
circle.
I didn't know that. Every time I shared wokeness, look at how woke I was. I didn't even care that the boy was black or Ben's woman has a penis or that Julian is I don't know what he is, a twink.
And
whatever.
you encouraged the pedophilia, so you were about as woke as it could come.
I was encouraging it. I was enabling it.
Well, that's
know
going
your-
to do it.
Know your terms. Know your terms, Bobby.
Brandon,
Now
what
we're
you got
back-
It
coming
wasn't
up?
a compliment. It was a complaint.
And the perfect callback is wonderful there. So, Brandon, what have you guys been talking about on the OverSharon?
We've been talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but recently we just had a guy on who talked about narcissism and adrenaline addiction. It's very, very interesting stuff.
Which narcissism? The one where it's like I'm pretty and fancy, or the one with the whole narcissistic abuse that everyone's overusing that term and beating it up like crazy?
Yeah, the one that's getting overused. He kind of laid out the true definition of it and what it really is all about. Yeah.
I have a great book on it. It's an I've had to with therapy deal with a lot of that shit, but like I hate that like everyone now says it. It's like you'll see like people posting things going, well, this guy cheated on me, so I had narcissistic abuse. Like, no, your boyfriend just cheated on you. That's not what it's a whole different world that I'm never gonna try to explain on here, but it's insane the roles that people become without realizing it and never seeing what's happening. Read the books, dig into narcissistic abuse, stuff like that. You'll really understand the pains that people go through. And then and mostly it's women that go through it. Try being a guy who has to talk to therapists and they're like, you're a unicorn. And they're like, you're not real. And when you are, they're like, you should speak out about it. I'm like, no, the whole point is that I won't do that.
Sir,
ever.
I spent 60 days learning this stuff like the back of my hand. I never heard about a single male.
Right. Oh, there's so
in
many
my
like experts.
vast 60 days to get this degree.
Narcissistic
From the local
abuse
community
coaches are the new chiropractors. It's like, I'm a doctor. It's like, they're not. It's like, but I have an emoji that looks like me that stands like this and says, "Take that, narcs."
But I
All right.
spent
Exactly.
$1,000 in 60 days on a computer to get my degree in this.
Yes, I went to the University of Purdue online. Well, you better don't.
Phoenix.edu.
I went to that one that's like has an owl and it's like it's an org at the end, GW, whatever. You know what, Bobby? We should start the POS college, POSU.
Worked well for Trump.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, everything works well for Trump. Anyway, so you were talking about narcissistic stuff and what else?
An adrenaline addiction too, because a lot of people, when they grow up with a narcissistic parent, they become addicted to adrenaline because they're in these situations. And what he was explaining was he realized that whenever things were calm, he was like very anxious, and he was only happy when there was chaos going on. So he had to kind of change it in his life, and he had to structure everything and have order and make it less chaos. And that's how he was able to overcome it.
Well, he's lucky he overcame it because too many people, because of that chase and that tie-in, become the narcissistic abuser because of it. Because then they can use all that as the control thing. So it's like, but
or they become addicts, like even gambling addicts, for example, because they're just chasing that, they don't care that they're losing all this money. To them, it's not about winning. It's more about the ups and the downs and stuff.
or the people that chase joy, and then other people who are like, no, that's pedophilia. Like, no, Bobby, it's not. It's just
Also
corn.
people who are into Game of Thrones because they're always chasing that dragon.
Yeah,
go.
dragging
Exactly.
these nuts.
He gets it.
Julian.
I will never watch that other Game of Thrones.
No.
The new one now. I'm not watching that.
Yeah. I don't blame
It's
you.
just a Florida guy who's got 2 alligators that he makes fight. That other Game of Thrones.
That'd be my favorite. There's a bootleg. Here we are at the other Game of Thrones.
Oh no, it's the water dragon.
Yo, did you see Ogat the other night? Ogat, yeah, other Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's me, Kim Lacey. Like what? I don't know. What's my name? Kim Lacey.
Oh, we made you a spicy gumbo.
Why would you take Khaleesi, who was like this hot lady, and go, "What? You want to see her when she was a child?" Like, no. You want to hear about incest? No.
Julian's like,
no.
yes, I do.
That was the shit I hated about Game. I
You
like
have
Game
to
of
bring
Thrones,
corn?
except for the children and the incest. I'm like, get rid of that, and we're good. And they're like, no, we're gonna do a show just on that. No.
Yep.
Goddamn woke. It's all woke folk. Like, no, we should do it. They said kids fuck. We gotta be open minded to that. We don't. Stop it. Don't make it HB homo. Just make it HBO.
Too late.
I know it's not gay. It's incest. It's different. If you're brother and brother that fuck incest, is that gay?
I think it cancels itself out.
That's a lonely time.
Just means you're from like West Virginia.
I'm just happy me and my brother fought. That'd be crazy. You're like, let's stop fighting. Let's just fuck.
Best part about fighting with your brother, makeup sex.
By the way, there's no more perfect voice for that for some reason than almost mine.
It's apparently I can do that accent. It's the one impression I can nail.
Yeah,
I
by
say
the
you
way,
want to eat that gator, boy?
too many local comedians who've been on this podcast at open mics are like, do your impressions, Pat. I'm like, no. No, that's safe for the money we make. It's not money maker. All right, so everybody go check out Brandon's thing it's on your Brandon Bonanza YouTube, right?
Yeah, go to Brandon Bonanza on YouTube, or we can go to morelawsmoreproblems.com and click on the OverSharon tab, and it'll be right there.
Nice. And so go check that out. Brandon, thank you for being on. Bobby, what do you got?
September 15th. It is the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month, but it is also team fundraiser or a fundraiser for Team Jan at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. EDR, I'll be on that show with them. Should be a lot of fun. Get your tickets now. It sells out every time.
What is the fundraiser for?
It's Team Jan. It's Children's Miracle Network. It's like a local hospitals charity.
Will they have corn?
No, we don't condone that.
You don't condone it?
You know that's just a code, right? That's what they use online. Anybody got any child corn?
Is that a complaint?
It's
Or a compliment. It's like, that's the shirt. Just
That should be a
Ortiz.
new section of the show.
We should make that shirt and all the proceeds go to Ben Ortiz
Yeah, that's a good
to
idea.
get a hooker.
I've got some qualifications about the type.
Just donate money to me. PayPal-me Stuttering John, and I'll give it to Ben. But what do I got coming up? So this will come out Wednesday, whatever. So I'll be at Comics Mohegan Sun a lot. Like there's some of the Frank shows coming up, but the main one will be the weekend of the 8th through the 10th. I will be there opening for Tommy Davidson of In Living Color fame. It'll be just me and him. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Just go to their website, Comics Mohegan Sun or Comics Roadhouse, I think it is, and buy tickets to that. The following weekend, I think it's the 16th and 17th, I will be in Beverly, Massachusetts at the Off Cabot Comedy Club, opening up for Amir K. What other big ones I got? Oh, September 22nd, I'm hosting this new showcase that'll be at City Steam Brewery in Hartford, Connecticut. Ryan Brouth is now they've been doing weekends, and now he's going to rotate 5 different hosts, trying to get newer, younger comics for Ryan in those clubs to see new guys on there. So I got to select guys that I enjoy. So guys that we've had on the show, like Mike Massaro and Chris Warren, and guys like that, a couple other comics I know are going to be on the showcase, and we'll do it like every 6 weeks. So go check that out. October 15th, my birthday, me and John Romanoff, hilarious comic that I kind of started off with, will be kind of co-headlining the show in Derby, Connecticut, and this young comic that's just like from the area, that's like brand new. But I told him, you got 2 months to come up with at least 5 to 7 minutes of material, and you get to be on the show. And he's like, as a new, I like him already because he just goes, and if you decide that I'm terrible, I can just watch it. Fuck you, you're doing it. That's not what's happening. You're going on stage. But it's going to be there. I put the Eventbrite up on my Facebook. You find it there, but you can just look up for at Retro Pub. That show's going on there. I got a bunch of other shit. I'll be back on Compound Media in Hot Water September 6th. So that's next week. So I'll be there checking that out. Maybe pop on another show, but probably not. But I'll be there. I'll probably come up a little early to at least watch the dump first and hang out there. Silk City hot sauce. Get it. Put it on corn.
Don't.
Put it on corn.
But don't give it to kids.
Give it to kids. Give it to kids. Kids do the joy that boy had.
And
And
was
I
robbed
want-
by him.
I want everyone to have a corntastic day. I do. It's wonderful. You see a child with palsy, give him a microphone and corn and make him happy.
And if you can't beat the kid with palsy, join him.
I did. I beat
And
him.
don't be a piece of shit.
Corn.
Corn.